Okay, I'm Allie,
And I'm Melissa.
and this is Liverpool, USA, a best friends podcast because we're best friends, and this is a podcast.
Yes.
Um, what are we talking about this week?
Clothes? Fashion.
Yeah,
I
clothes,
love
baby.
that. I love
I
that.
know. Yeah, I think you love clothes more than anybody I know.
I don't even really know why. I mean, I guess we'll discuss that. Maybe we'll uncover that
Yeah,
today. But yeah, I really am very enthusiastic about clothes.
yeah, you love a good outfit,
Yeah.
and you also have the most clothes, I think, out of everybody I
It's
know.
very possible. When I moved into this house earlier this year and we had a yard sale, I got rid of so much clothes, which I'm proud of myself
Yeah.
for, but do not be fooled. I still own a lot of clothes. So, yeah, I am not I've gotten a lot better at being more picky about the clothes that I buy. I kind of have a rule for myself now that I've had for a while now, a good while now. But I have
Mhm.
a rule that I will not buy it unless I absolutely cannot see myself leaving the store without it. Or
Yeah.
if it, and if it like goes like especially if it goes with something I already own, or will like complete an outfit that I already own, like I don't really want to buy a shirt that like won't go with any or like pants that won't go with any shirt, like a skirt that I don't have anything to match with, unless I just absolutely like can't see myself living without it type of thing.
Yeah.
Then yeah, I'm like, you know what, even if it's really cool, I don't need it. So
Yeah.
yeah, but I love clothes.
What would you say your personal style is, like, in a few words?
I don't know. I don't know if I can describe it in a few words.
Do your best.
Uh
The words that come to do you want me to say the words that come to my mind about your
Yeah.
clothing style?
Yeah.
Or
I
I
could
can do
think of
my
a
own, I
few.
guess.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You could do mine and yours.
your style to me is definitely alternative. I mean, that's like a very big
Very
word that could
simple. Yeah.
describe
Yeah.
your um your style, but like even more so goth or emo influences.
Yeah,
Is it called
definitely.
mall goth? To me, it's mall goth, but I
I
don't know if I am
yeah, I
just
I don't think that like encompasses my whole style, but I
no.
definitely have some like mall goth in there. I do love a
Yeah,
good mall goth style. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. You kind of like go between a lot of different like goth esque
Yeah, but they're usually
vibes.
all dark. I would say
Hmm.
like dark, emo, floral are like the
Hmm.
three words that maybe encompass like my whole style. I do have some lighter pieces. Um
Yeah.
but for the most part, I think that could describe my style cuz I really like, I like mall gothy looks, but I also really love like forest witch looks and like
Hmm.
castle-y, Victorian Gothic
Yeah.
aesthetic. I'm really into that kind of stuff. Love floral a lot. Yeah, but I'm also really into that like I'm either wearing black skinny jeans and a band t-shirt, which I am right now. I'm wearing a band sweater actually cuz it's cold.
Hmm.
Or I love, like floral dresses, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay, your turn. You have to describe my style now.
Your style?
Yeah, a
I don't
difficult
know.
task.
I feel like you have like too broad like common things that I will see you in, which is like comfortable alley and then like I'm putting in effort and like going somewhere and I want to look cute alley.
Yeah.
And like one of yeah, so it's like leggings and or big shirts are like I feel like two things. Yeah. I don't know, you have a very cute style. Like I would definitely describe it as cute. I feel like everything you wear is cute and comfortable even when it is cute, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I am not a fan of I won't be uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I will
Like I
sacrifice
super long.
comfort for fashion regularly. So
I know.
yeah, I think that's a good word, is definitely comfortable, like even when you're wearing something that's like really like fancy or whatever.
Yeah, I am not a fan of a tight like waistline. Anything that squeezes my tummy, no thank you. And that includes pretty much all pants that have like buttons and zippers. I
Oh
am not a
yeah.
fan of them.
Yeah.
So I wear a lot of dresses because they're just comfortable but also nice.
Yeah.
And I like, I mean, we have somewhat similar styles in that I also dress kind of alternatively, and like I
Yes.
wear
Yeah.
pretty exclusively black clothing. Like almost all the time I'm wearing mostly black. That is definitely like the neutral color in my wardrobe is black or like dark gray
Yeah.
kind of
One
things.
100%. Like if there are a pair of pants and they
Mhm.
come in like black or like khaki or like jean
Mhm.
color, like I'm getting
Mhm.
black every time. Or like shoes. I don't own a pair of
Yes.
brown shoes. Like, there's a lot of nice brown boots, stuff like that, all
Yeah.
black. Like my base
Yeah.
color for everything is black.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely am a I definitely have days that I dress more I would say emo, where I'm, wearing definitely some kind of band t-shirt. Definitely. Is that emo? I guess I don't know, like it's just based on vibes in my head. Cuz I
Yeah.
know that there's like actual definitions for the things I'm saying, but
Yeah.
to me emo is like a band t-shirt and a beanie and like skinny jeans, although I usually don't wear skinny jeans. Um and like a boot, a black boot.
Yeah.
I definitely could be wearing that at any time.
It's like
I
it's the
also,
music fan style.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 I could be wearing. I also like, so yeah. I definitely have style that I think is pretty similar to a lot of stuff you wear, and then I also have style that is I would say kind of like Pacific Northwest style. That is like outdoors clothing, but just you wear it.
That's true, yeah.
Like, I'm wearing leggings as pants and like a sweatshirt, or like a flannel. Although flannel can be tied into some alt fashion as well.
Yeah, that's true. Flannels were
But
big in like the grunge
yeah,
fashion and stuff
I
like
would
that.
say that I dress kind of grunge sometimes. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, fashion style, that it's fluid. You can wear whatever you
Oh
want
yeah.
on any given day.
Yeah.
I yeah. Abe sometimes describes my style as oh, what does he say? Oh, cottage punk.
Oh,
Like
I
instead
love
of
that.
cottage core. Like
That's
it's like
cute.
cottage but also punk.
Yeah, yeah.
Which I would say describes some of your style as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, which I love. I love that description. I feel like a
Yeah,
lot of my style is like I don't know if this makes sense to anyone else except for me, but like witchy. Cuz I like a lot
yeah,
of foresty colors that I feel like are associated a lot with that like my favorite colors are dark purple, uh dark green, dark red and black. And I feel like that color combination is a very like witchy aesthetic.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I definitely wear a lot of black. I think it looks the best on me, and also I just like the aesthetic. I wear a lot of hats because my little head gets cold. I'm a bald woman. So I wear a lot of hats, and they're almost exclusively beanies, which I think adds to the like
The
alt
look.
aesthetic,
Yeah.
you know? And the shoes that I wear pretty much every day are Doc Marten boots. I think that's the same with you.
Yeah. Speaking of Doc Marten boots, this is a cute prompt I just thought of. So, and another way I think that could describe your fashion kind of like, in a way, what are your staples? Like other like the things that you wear
Okay.
almost every day? Like
Yeah.
if you're putting on an outfit, it like probably has these things.
Yeah. So like I said, beanies are pretty much a staple. I live in northern Washington and I have no hair on my body, so a
Yeah.
beanie is important. Um, and usually I go with my like black Carhartt beanie. And so Carhartt beanies are like kind of like trend right now. And they have been for like a little while, I think. Um, and I like started wearing Carhartt beanies like in early high school because I was cold, you
Yeah,
know?
they're big warm beanies, yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, I live in Oregon, or I
Yeah.
lived in Oregon. So yeah, that's kind of carried through. It just like happens to be also like a trend now, you know? And then I have a pair of black Doc Marten boots, like just the classic ones, um, that I wear really, really frequently. If I'm not wearing those, I'm wearing my like they're like Mary Jane style Doc Martens, so they're like low top, like they don't go over your ankles, and then you can like see your socks in them because they have like little cutouts on the top because they're like little Mary Jane shoes.
Yeah, those are super cute.
Yeah, you can tell that they're Doc Martens, like they have like the
Yeah,
yellow
they have
stitching and
that
everything.
look. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're tall. They make me taller, which I love. So yeah, I'm either wearing like one of those two depending on the vibe. If I'm trying to be a little bit more edgy, I'm wearing the boots. If I'm trying to be a little bit more, I mean, I teach at a university, so I like have to look like a teacher also. Um, so that's also influenced my style a lot lately because I've had to look professional all the time. So I can't wear absolutely everything that I used to wear. I still wear a lot of it and I still kind of dress alt, but just like classy alt. Um, but yeah, so I'm usually either wearing one of those two pairs of shoes. Um, when I was just a student, you would catch me in Birkenstocks and socks all the time.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to say
Yeah,
something about the sandals. I'm like,
yeah.
that's a
I don't
staple.
do that as often anymore. One, because I just have to look more put together all the time. But two, because I walk to school and it rains here literally every day. So
Yeah.
that's not as much of an option. But yeah, that really goes a lot more with my like Pacific Northwest athleisure style that we've talked about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, and then otherwise, I would say just the color black is like my other staple besides my shoe and my hat. Everything else changes a lot. I wear a lot of like band merch, and then I wear a lot of like cute things from Target that have flowers on them. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I have like I sometimes I think like if I was a cartoon character, what would I be wearing? Which would be like I said earlier, black skinny jeans, a band t-shirt, and then so those are like definitely staples for me. Like if I don't know what to wear, if it's just like any normal day, that's what I'm that
Mhm.
that is what I wear. Um and then either my two most common shoes that I wear are my Doc Martens, just like my Doc Marten, classic boots, or black Vans. One of
Mhm.
those two, depending on like the mood and the terrain,
Yeah.
whatever I will be doing. Um, I think those are pretty much like, yeah, like that's the staples. I don't have any. I'm really bad at accessories. I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I have like a promise ring now, so I wear that. I almost never change my earrings. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm really bad at wearing. I have a lot of jewelry and I try to wear it more, but I'm really bad at wearing it, so I wouldn't call it like a staple. I wear a belt every single day. I
Yeah.
guess that's the thing. I can't wear pants without a belt for some reason. Yeah.
I do not. I don't. First of all, I don't wear pants that
Yeah.
even have belt loops most days.
Yeah.
Um, Jewelry, same for me. I think I wear even less than you. Like I have the same earrings in that I've had in for
Yeah.
more than a year at this point.
Yeah.
They're just like little like
Little loop
spike.
things. Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
little like barbell style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then I
I
have
like
like
those
one in
too.
my cartilage. And they're like that like oil spill like rainbow
Oh, yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
So they just are kind of rainbow. They're also like you can't see them super often because I wear a hat every day. So like you kind of can't see
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, I have 3 piercings in each of my ears, and you can never see them because I have so much hair.
Yeah, yeah. The people who know. You
Yeah.
know, that's what I think sometimes. I'm like, I don't know. If you notice it, then you know. But like
Yeah,
otherwise.
yeah. I mean, there is my lip piercing, which I feel like most people notice, so
Yeah, although now that we live in the age of masks.
I know, I think about that all the time. I'm like,
Yeah.
this person that I met doesn't know that I have a lip piercing, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But, I think about that way too often. Like,
I've been
that's
wanting to get my nose pierced, but
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do it because I have to wear a mask all the
Oh,
time.
yeah.
And first of all, like, what's the point if no one gets to see it? But then
Yeah.
second of all, I just think like healing it, like having to wear a mask all the time would be kind
Yeah.
of
I guess
bad.
we'll see how you feel after it's not, like, mandatory or necessary to wear masks anymore.
Yeah, yeah, which could be just who knows when.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, but I
Anyway.
yeah. And then I have my glasses that I wear every day, which I think really do also add to my aesthetic. Like I cannot imagine. I mean, I know it's just because I do wear them every day because I have to see, but I cannot imagine like not wearing them. Like my face would look empty, you know?
Yeah, yeah. There's definitely people out there, and you are one of them. And I remember, like, there was a kid I went to high school with who wore glasses every day, and he came one time without glasses on, and literally I thought he was like a different person for a moment.
Yeah.
It's like some people are just who they are with glasses on.
Yeah, and specifically I think for me like big black glasses. That's what I've had for a long time and I think even if I had different glasses, I think that also would be like
Yeah,
what are
it
you
would like
doing?
throw off the fashion. Yeah, it would throw off the
Yeah.
look.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of our personal style. I don't know if we have anything else to say about that, but
Oh yeah, I don't know.
the other thing I wanted to talk about with this is like we've talked about our fashion and I want to know like, you know, obviously we dress a certain way because we like it, but there's some element of that that is also because of the way we want to be perceived by people, you know? And yeah, I'm just curious what your thoughts on that are. Like, when you get dressed, how much of like a conscious thought is it that like other people are going to see the outfit?
Yeah, so it's probably a little bit unfortunate, my thought process with that kind of stuff, because ultimately you should be dressing for yourself. And I think that
Hmm.
in a lot of ways, I think it's a little bit half and half, or I don't know if it's exactly 50-50, or how it's balanced, but um a lot of it is for me, I love clothes, um and I like, to like try different looks, and like even if no one sees me, like I still feel good in the clothes that I wear. Like I want to feel good in the clothes that I wear. I want to be confident about it. And I think it's fun to, wear different outfits and wear cool little, things that are unique or things that aren't mainstream or whatever. But there is a thought process with like, because I love getting to wear cool clothes and go out and do a thing. And like for example, recently I was complaining like, "Oh, I never like do anything anymore, because COVID and work, etc. So I don't like get to wear all my cool clothes anymore." And Justin was like, "Well, you can wear your cool clothes when you don't leave the house." And I'm like, well, it feels like wasting clothes. But a lot of it is that, like, I don't want to. Like, it feels like a waste if I wear a cool outfit and then I put it in the dirty clothes basket and then I wash it, but I, like, didn't really do anything in it except for lay around the house all day. You know what I mean? Like, that just kind of
Yeah.
feels like a waste of, like, I'm wearing my clothes out faster and not using them, I don't know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah. But also, when I do dress for an event, I do think about how I will be perceived because I do want to be I don't want even though the way that I dress might contradict this a little bit, but I don't like attention. Like, I don't want everyone looking at me all the time. Um, I just like wear weird clothes sometimes, so that seems like maybe like a hard thing to believe. But
Yeah.
but when people do see me, you know, I do think about how I want to be perceived and what I want people to think when they see me. And I think that's like a big reason why I wear band t-shirts all the time, is because the music to me is very, very important. It's one of the most important things to me, is just anything music related. And so I'm very attached to the bands that I like and the music that I like. And you know, and like, especially if there's someone else out there who likes that band, you know, I want them to see me and have a little moment of, you know, like, excitement because they see someone else who's a fan of that band, you know, or something like that. And so I don't know if there's necessarily like stereotypes or any specific thoughts that I want people to associate with when they see me, but I definitely, like, if I am perceived, I want to have some sort of control over the way that I'm perceived, and the way that you dress, I think, like, comes with a lot of, you know, like, people treat you different, you know, like, depending on how you're dressed and all that, which I can,
Yeah.
like, keep going on, but that I think is like the basic,
Yeah.
like, that's why I dress the way that I do.
I think for me, like, before I really had my own personal style, so I'm thinking like kind of in middle school is when I was like kind of developing my style more. Because I think in elementary school, I just wore whatever my mom like gave me. You know, like I like would construct outfits out of the things that she would buy me, type of thing. But you know, it was not really my style. I remember some of the things that I wore in like fifth grade, and it was definitely like miniature versions of clothes my mom would wear. Do you know
Oh
what I
no.
mean?
Yeah.
It was like corduroy pants and like sweaters.
Oh.
Um, which is like fine. And also I do wear corduroy pants and sweaters
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
like it's just different in a different way.
Uh-huh.
Um, but in like middle school was kind of when I was like able to shop for myself, I guess, sort of for the first time, like choose my own things. And I remember having this and this is also, you know, when you're realizing like what is like trendy and like wanting to like be part of the trend. I remember like those shoes Toms. Do you remember those shoes
Oh
Toms?
god, yeah. I have big opinions about shoes. I have a very, like, particular shoe aesthetic. So,
Yeah.
but
But
yeah.
yeah, I remember those were like really, really popular. Like everybody
Yeah.
wanted them. And it was
Yeah.
like you were cool if you had those shoes. Or at least in my head. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, you know, people that are cool have these shoes, and if you don't have these shoes, you're not cool. So I remember like that was kind of my first experience with like what a trend is, I guess, you know, and like experiencing like, oh, like what you wear is somehow related to your like social standing, you know? And I remember just being like mad about it because I was like, because I thought those shoes were ugly.
Yeah.
They weren't.
Which I feel like I've always been weird, now that I think about it, weird about whatever's trendy, because like I really wanted Heelys when they were in style, but I also never liked Uggs or Toms, or like I've
Yeah.
always thought that those shoes were aesthetically not appealing. And yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like for me it's less about what is trending and more about like what are the specific cliques of people and things that I like, you know, doing and wearing. I
Yeah,
guess I feel
sure.
like Doc Martens, for example, are very associated with like alt style, you know, with like rock and punk and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I like Doc Marten boots. I think they look cool, and so I think that's definitely like, I can't really deny that that's a reason why I wear Doc Martens, is because that's
Yeah.
the look. Like, those are the people that wear those shoes.
Yeah. I think the other thing, yeah, that
Sorry, I also interrupted your
goes
thought.
along with like being oh no, it's okay. um I'll just continue where I left off. I The other thing that I think about, and I know I was thinking about a lot more when I was younger, is a lot of times I specifically am perceived as much weaker or smaller than I actually am. because I look sick sometimes, and or I look sicker than I am sometimes. And I'm also short, and I think I look younger also than I am. Specifically in certain situations, I look younger than I am. And so I dress, and I know that I started dressing more like, um, aggressively, I guess, or more like associated with like, you know, like the punk scene and like alt things that are more like hardcore, I guess. I started dressing like that to counteract the like perception of, being weak or sick or um young, I guess. And then I kind of started doing that before I even really got into like alt music. Like I was a little bit, because I don't know if I mentioned this in the concerts episodes, but like my mom is into like hardcore music. So, it's not like I wasn't into that type of music or not exposed to that type of music. I didn't really go through an emo phase because that was the music that we like listened to growing up, and then it like, it just was never like a specific like music era for me, I guess. It just kind of always was and also wasn't at the same time. But clothing wise, I started dressing like that not because it was associated with the type of music I listened to or like the type of scenes that I was in, or like because none of my friends dressed like that or anything. It was literally like I had some perception of, oh, if you wear huge boots and a lot of black, then you look kind of like, for lack of a better word, like tougher than if you don't wear that kind of stuff. And I wanted to appear tougher. So like I think that's kind of where it started, and then it grew into actually liking the aesthetic and actually, associating that with the music I listen to and blah blah blah. And then here we are, you know?
Yeah, yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that I had a similar kind of, or maybe I still do. I think a lot less now. I think that I care a lot less now, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely when I was getting like into later high school and earlier college, I was starting to have a lot of insecurities about how young I looked and also about how young I dressed. I was afraid that like I didn't dress mature enough. Um
Mm-hmm.
and which, ultimately I think that it's important to point out that like you can wear whatever you want at whatever age you are. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to be like, 70 wearing band t-shirts. Like that's just the way to, I
Yeah.
mean, that's what my dad's doing. So it's just
Yeah.
like my dad's style. But or wearing, I mean, glittery pants, when you're 80 or whatever. Like who cares? Um
Yeah.
but I definitely had a big issue for a while. I was like, I don't want to look like a kid forever. And so like in
Mm-hmm.
college I distinctly remember whenever I would buy clothes, I would think about that. Like, okay, is that like, am I going to look too young if I wear this? So,
Mm.
yeah, I had like a moment like that too.
Yeah. And yeah, I don't know. I think, now I don't look as young now as I did in like high school and early college. I like looked like a baby. And I mean, I don't look that different now. I still look pretty young, I think. But there's something about being a short woman and like having like a little bit of a baby face. And for me, being bald, there's there's definitely, if I dress a certain way, I look just like a sick teenager
No.
who is like who is really young and really weak. And I definitely, I think, still choose to dress in kind of a more like edgy alternative way because being bald fits with that aesthetic in a very different way. And I do have a lot of people who think that I am bald by choice because I dress in a way, like some people who are bald shave their head because it's like a punk aesthetic.
Yeah, which I will say is kind of funny. I feel like I've told you this before, but before we were friends, like before we talked, I remember seeing you and not I was like, cuz I didn't know, I mean, like I knew what alopecia was, but I don't think I like connected the dots. And so my brain, couldn't quite figure out if you were bald on purpose or not. Cause it like
Yeah.
didn't look like you were bald on purpose. Like I was but I thought that it looked that you looked like pretty punk rock actually. Even
Yeah.
though a lot of the times when I saw you, you were in like a very relaxed college look. And you were wearing
Yeah.
that light blue sweater all the time, like
Yeah.
specifically. But yeah, I don't know, I just like would see you and I would have this thought that like the bald thing was very like punk rock. But I think it's just very associated, like a lot of people,
Yeah.
especially women, the shaved head thing is like a very specifically like punk rock look.
Yeah. And so I think that influences my choice to dress in a punk rock aesthetic like a lot. And I think I do dress like I think I would dress in a punk rock aesthetic kind of anyways. Because I also like that type of music. I also like that scene. I also, like am just attracted to, a lot of those types of like looks, I guess. But I think that part of the reason I dress like that, it just like has to be because my, resting look is already a little bit punk rock. Like even if I'm wearing pajamas, I look a little bit punk rock because
Yeah.
I'm just like a bald woman,
Yeah.
So
Yeah. In
I
all
kind of like leaning
complete
to that.
Yeah, in all complete honesty, one of the biggest reasons I would have to admit that I got a lip piercing is so that I would have a certain look no matter what clothes I was wearing. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
but I have this like silver ring in my lip, so therefore I'm a little bit hardcore all the time. Like
Yeah,
that kind of
I get
thing.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think my earrings like serve that purpose for me as well sometimes too. Like, ooh, I mean, and I don't even have like crazy earrings. I just have like two like, ear piercings and then like one in my cartilage. I
Yeah.
used to have two in my cartilage, which was cooler, but one of them got angry, so
Yeah.
but
Yeah, those are tough.
yeah. Anyways, there's two other things I wanted to talk about. One of which, or I guess more things, but
Yeah, there's so many
related to
things we could
this
talk about.
anyway.
Yeah.
One of the other things is and we've touched on this a little bit, but like dressing for functionality versus dressing for aesthetic. I am a functional woman. You
Yeah.
are not all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and it also kind of depends. I'm definitely not all the time, but like for example, with the job that I have right now,
Yeah.
I wear jeans, I wear my old Doc Marten boots, and like a sweater that I don't like a sweater that I would be a little bit okay with getting dirty. I don't wear like my
Yeah.
super nice sweaters that I love so much or like my favorite clothes or
Yeah.
anything because it is cold where I work and I work in
Mm-hmm.
a warehouse and so I'll get dirty. Like I have to lift boxes. Sometimes, like I'll have to sweat. Not very
Yeah.
much right now because it's so cold in there. But like
Yeah.
stuff is dirty, and so I don't want to wear like my nice clothes that are gonna get dirty. Or like if I'm going on like a hike, I'm not gonna wear like a dress, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But definitely if I'm going out and like doing a thing, like going to the mall or I don't even know what other fun things are there to do. But like doing a thing that's like maybe I'm with my friends and even if I'm walking around all day, I don't always wear the comfiest shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Like depending on the event, I will dress definitely more for aesthetics than for functionality. And in my brain, I'm just like, this is worth it. If my feet hurt by the end of the day, I looked cool. That's-
I
and
do that
yeah,
the tiniest bit, but not
yeah,
like
yeah.
not actually.
I try to balance. Like I'll try to be
Yeah.
realistic and think, okay, if I'm walking around all day, like maybe I should wear the shoes that don't hurt as bad,
Yeah.
versus like if I'm going like to a dinner, or whatever and I'm going to like sit for a lot of the time, then like maybe I could wear the nicer shoe, like stuff like that. Like I'll plan my
Yeah.
outfits around that, but definitely aesthetics are like a high value to me.
One thing, like I think the one thing that I do that is like not functional, but I just like kind of do it anyways. I won't wear a jacket to my own like fault, like all the time.
Oh
Like
no.
I am never wearing pants that are uncomfortable. Never.
Uh-huh.
I am never wearing shoes that are uncomfortable. Well, when you have to break in Doc Martens, they are
Yeah,
uncomfortable for a long
yeah,
time.
yeah.
But they get comfortable. And
Mhm.
it's not, yeah. But anyways, I do not wear a jacket sometimes when I should, because I'm like, well, I don't have a jacket that like matches or like goes,
That
or it'll just like be covering up my outfit, you know?
yeah.
And then I'll just be like, well, I don't
Then
want
I
to.
just won't wear one. Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I own so many jackets and coats and sweaters.
Yeah.
I own
I own
so many so they match all of my outfits.
yeah. I have
Yeah.
like a cool black trench coat that I got because I walk to school every
Oh,
day,
that's cool,
and
yeah.
I like found myself immediately facing that where I was like, I don't want to wear my rain jacket. But then I'm like, okay, no, it's like it's Bellingham, Washington. You need to wear a rain jacket. So I
Yeah.
got like a trench coat that's like black and goes with my vibe a lot more,
Yeah.
but it's also like a rain jacket. And
Yeah.
and then I also have that like red coat, you know, that's like red and fluffy. I don't wear it super often because I'm bad about it. And also it's red. But yeah, I do have that coat as well. And I have a few jackets. I'm literally just so bad at wearing them if they don't like exactly match.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
always think that like jackets, you know, obviously make you like look bigger, and so sometimes like the proportions are just like off. I don't know. I'm always just like, I don't know. My outfit underneath always looks better.
Yeah.
Jacket.
Yeah.
But
I get that though. Yeah. Or like sometimes I don't always wear the right jacket, you know, like maybe it's not quite warm enough or it's like a little bit too warm because it's the one that matches the outfit.
yeah, I get that. I get
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely like I if I'm buying a piece of clothing, like not just wearing it. This also goes with like functionality and aesthetic. When I'm buying clothes, I tend to go for aesthetic over functionality. Like if I'm buying like if I need like for example right now I want a pair of hiking boots, but I think that hiking boots are so freaking ugly. Like all of them. They're all ugly. So, but I understand that like that's what's necessary, you know? And so I'm trying to find the pair of hiking boots that I think is the most aesthetically pleasing to me, which is not really how you should shop for hiking boots, but I discovered that or actually I didn't like discover, but that Vans makes hiking boots. And I think that they're actually like pretty decent. So I've been looking more into that because I'm like, okay, how am I going to balance functionality and aesthetic here? I need a new pair of hiking boots or I need a pair at all. I don't I don't own a pair. But
Yeah.
also the way that they look is like way too important to me. So yeah, when I'm shopping for clothes, I probably weigh aesthetics like a little bit more than functionality.
I do a little bit, but again, not a lot because
Yeah.
I'm like I won't really buy clothes unless I try them on, and they have to be comfy. If they're like not in any way, I just like I can't do it. Like there's just something about like clothing that's uncomfortable. I have like no patience for it, like just none. Um, yeah, I guess the only exception is I'll just be cold because I won't wear a jacket. But like pretty much everything
Yeah.
else, if it's not comfy, I won't wear it. Like
Yeah.
bra, I will not wear a bra. Like I will not do it. I will wear like a sports bra or like a bralette or like, you know, something that's not like a full bra. But I just simply won't. Like simply won't wear a
Yeah.
regular bra.
Yeah.
And like other stuff like that, I just like I cannot bring myself to do it, even if it
Yeah.
like would look cooler. I just like can't do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, good for you though, honestly. To, you know, you're like, I'm not gonna waste my time with this. I
Yeah.
wear a bra every day. I don't like that's just
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Which I think that I've just been doing it for like so long that I'm just kind of used to it. With stuff like that, I don't even really think about comfort anymore. It's almost like it's more comfortable for me like to wear like a bra, for example, just because like I'm so used to it. That's just like what I do every day.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I stopped wearing a bra in like high school. And I don't go like braless. I wear like something. It's just like
Yeah.
not an
Not like
underwear
a
bra.
wire, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like you know, no one can ever like see anything. It's more just like I don't like to wear like anything that has like a clasp, and I don't like to wear
Mm.
anything that has an underwire.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, and I like and I was kind of in the same boat for a while, I guess until high school, I don't know. Where I was just like, I don't know, this is what you have to do. And then
Mhm.
I stopped and I was like, oh my god, you don't have to do that. And now if I put an underwire bra on, I'm like, this is the most uncomfortable
Oh
like
no.
contraption I've ever
Yeah.
worn. Also, I have like a weird like size, so things like don't fit me.
Oh, God,
So I think that's part
I
of
mean,
it.
this is a whole nother conversation, but I freaking
Yeah.
hate shopping for bras more than any other clothes. More than
Yeah.
anything. I hate it
Yeah.
so much. Because
Because
nothing,
they
it's
don't
like, do
fit.
they fit anyone ever? No, they're not
No,
designed
I
to
don't think
fit
so.
people. We are
No.
not yet in the age where we've figured out bra sizing.
No. No. Like that
That
was
is
my
for
issue.
some time in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my issue is I was like always trying to like try different sizes and like none of them fit. All of them like pinched me or dug in or like gave me like, shoulder like pain or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
like or like back pain. And I was just like I hate this. And so I like stopped. And like in COVID, like quarantine,
Mm,
that was really bad because I just like simply didn't wear a bra because I didn't go anywhere.
yeah.
So I was just like in my pajamas all day anyways.
Yeah, me too.
Um and so I just like didn't wear one. And then even going from that back to like the bra that I wear now pretty much every day, which is like 100% just like an elastic like
Yeah.
cotton thing, like it's just
Uh-huh.
doesn't have any thing that doesn't stretch. Even that was like, oh my god, I have to wear this again.
Oh, no.
And it's like just like a piece of cotton.
Oh, no.
um
That's so
but
funny.
yeah, I just like, yeah, I simply have no patience. I know that it's that like, a cotton like sports bra type bralette thing is not really aligned with the aesthetic that I wear every day, but I don't care. Like
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah.
wear
And, like,
something
no one's gonna
uncomfortable.
see it, so whatever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes you can kind of like see it through a shirt, like
Oh,
the
uh-huh.
kind of, you know what I mean? Like you can
Yeah.
tell when somebody's wearing like a certain type of bra if you're like looking, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
But like hopefully none of my students are looking, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, whatever.
Um anyways, I guess kind of segueing from this, like I wanted to talk briefly about like quote unquote modesty. Neither of us are like religious really, so I
No.
don't think that we mean modesty in the like
No.
purity type of way. It's
Yeah.
more of like a comfort level thing or like a body insecurity type of thing, I guess. About like what parts of our body we feel like need to be covered or like how short we'll like wear a skirt or how low cut or whatever. I just think it's interesting to think about that type of thing with clothing because like I said, yeah, we aren't following rules from like some belief system that we follow that's like, oh, if you dress like this, something bad or good will happen to you. It's more just like completely on what is comfortable and I guess like societal norms. But I'm just curious like what you think about that.
Yeah. I definitely, and it's probably definitely tied into, um, the way that I care so much about how I'm perceived. But I am definitely very self-conscious, um, about my body, which is interesting to be so enthusiastic about clothes and to love clothes so much, but to also be so shy and like self-conscious.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I definitely, it has to be like a very special day for me to feel good about wearing shorts or a short skirt, like without tights, to wear anything sleeveless. I do not like wearing things that are sleeveless. I own very little sleeveless clothing. Um, and yeah, I don't really like showing a lot of like more of like the center of my body from like, my chest to like, I don't know, mid thigh or whatever. Like usually that's all completely covered. I have like maybe 3 times in my whole life worn like a crop top that was like short enough where you could like actually see like belly skin sometimes. I usually will wear like an undershirt because I own like cropped shirts and stuff like that, but I usually like wear an undershirt or something if I do something like that. Um and it's just like, I mean, it's like personal reasons and I like won't get like too much into it.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
like I just like am very self-conscious. So I definitely will be more, I guess, on the modest side most of the time. I do have my moments. If I'm wearing like tights, I'm usually way more comfortable with wearing like shorter like skirts or shorts. Um But yeah, I am very I guess it's like skin. I don't really like a lot of my actual skin showing, I guess. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I definitely which is interesting because I don't care. I don't like push my beliefs onto other people. If you want to wear like a crop top and like low rise pants, like whatever, or like short shorts,
Yeah,
like
well, because it's
whatever.
not like you think that that is like scandalous. It's more just like you don't
Yeah,
want
it's
your
just
personal
like
body
yeah,
to
it's just
show.
my comfort level
Yeah.
with just like how much of my body is being seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I am less about that. I have like different things. Again, like these like quote unquote like rules, I guess, are not coming from any like specific thing for either of us besides like our own comfort, I guess.
Yeah. I mean,
Um
a lot of it's probably unconsciously built
yeah.
from, like societal norms and
Yeah.
expectations and stuff, which is unfortunate, but is the truth.
Yeah. I don't really wear shorts either, but it's I'll wear like a dress or a skirt that's short. I just don't like things that are like tight around my like I don't like cuz like shorts can be like short enough that you can like see like more thigh and like butt cheek, you know what I mean, than like a skirt that is the same length, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that makes sense.
And so like that's like not really like a modesty thing because I do not care who sees my ass. Like I feel
Yeah.
like we've had this conversation. I like
Yeah.
under like a dress or a skirt, like I won't wear shorts under it. Like I'll just like it's fine. And because I know like sometimes you have like commented on it and I'll just be like, oh yeah, I don't care who like sees my underwear, you know, or like if I'm like I remember one time I was wearing a dress and it was kind of short and I wasn't wearing like any shorts under it and I climbed on something and you
Oh
were like
yeah,
you're
and then
flashing everyone.
yeah.
I'm like
It's like whatever, which I kind of love because the more
yeah,
that you don't care, the more that it literally doesn't matter what people think of you.
yeah,
Like it's most of it, if not all of it, is in your head. So like if you
yeah,
don't care, no one else is going to. Yeah.
yeah,
I think I'm just so um incredibly like all the time self-conscious and like very acutely aware of like how I might be perceived and so worried for some reason about being perceived negatively or in some way, where someone's judging me in a negative way that I'm
yeah,
constantly like like fixing myself, and like making sure that my outfit looks okay, and like nothing like is weird. Like I don't want to look like a fool. And I know that a
yeah,
lot of it's in my head and it doesn't really matter, but I feel like it's so easy for me to just like naturally look like silly or whatever that I'm just like very I'm always very just like fixing myself and like making sure that everything looks as good as possible. Which I know is like messed up.
I mean yeah, I
But
used to
yeah.
do that a lot more and there are definitely still aspects of my appearance that I do think about that kind of thing about. um it's I think it's just specific insecurities, you know. And I think, you know, I don't know, I don't think there's anything good or bad about that, it just is like, you know, some we're all like on our own life journey, you know, where we're just like
Yeah.
figuring out that like nothing matters but like on our own time, you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
it's
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I mean, and I still wear like what I want. I
yeah, yeah,
still, like don't, like I wear some wackier things, I have some statement clothes. But it's just like, yeah, I just don't want to leave the house looking like a fool and whatever that means, I guess, I like
yeah,
figure it out and like figure out, more and more like what I'm confident in doing and how I can dress and not be so like nitpicky. But yeah.
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 I would say the like one thing that I am like pretty I guess modest is like the word about is I won't show a lot of cleavage unless it is like a really specific like reason to, I guess, you know. Like I'm not it's not a modest thing because it's not like I don't want that I'm like, oh, that's like private. I mean, it is a little bit, but like, you know, it's not because I'm like I don't want anybody to see my boobs, you know. It's like much more that I'm like I don't want it to like be perceived more than I want it to be because like obviously that's like something that can be sexualized or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, a lot of that's just, like, out of your control, like, you can only
Yeah.
control how much someone perceives you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like obviously, I mean, I like teach at a university now, so I like can't wear stuff that is like traditionally like inappropriate or whatever.
Mhm.
But then also like, if I'm just like going to the grocery store or whatever, like I could wear something with like a lot of cleavage showing, but I usually choose not to because I don't want to like be sexualized by random people, which it's like I understand that they shouldn't be doing that anyways,
Yeah.
like it's their fault anyways. But I I usually won't, just because I don't want that to be the thing that like people notice about me, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
like same thing with like just not wearing a bra. Obviously, I actually really care about like people seeing or not seeing in like the way that somebody who dresses modestly because they're like religious would care.
Yeah.
But I care in a way that's like I don't want some of the attention that comes with that, because society has decided that there's like negative attention that goes with that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's definitely a balance of like, you know, what can I just like not care about and be confident about, and what, are things that I can't control that I don't want to handle.
Yeah, and I have noticed, I mean, this kind of goes back to what I was saying at the beginning, which is like things that I don't care about being noticed for are things that make me look stronger, tougher, and things that I do care about being noticed about are things that make me appear weaker. And I think I equate like being sexualized with being weaker, which I think is a
I
very
think that
like
makes
I'm a
sense.
woman type
Yeah.
of thing. Because
Yeah.
like women being sexualized is a pretty like victimized type of
Oh yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of equate those things. So yeah, I kind of appearing like sick or weak, but I don't care about if I get like more attention, I guess, or more perception if I look tougher, like things that make me look tougher, like oh, she's wearing like huge black boots, or like she's wearing, she looks more punk or whatever. That I'm more okay with having the perception of that, or like getting more attention on that. And I don't care as much. I'll wear like a weirder thing, that's gonna get more attention if it's like that type of thing, but I won't if it's, something that makes me appear weaker. And I think that's interesting. I don't know if I like that or not, but I think that's
Mm.
the way it
That
is right now.
that's the analysis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, of course, I could go into my own deeper analysis as well. But we are at 54 minutes now, and so I'm thinking I would love to talk about clothes again. Let's please do that a different time, maybe even like center around like a more specific clothing related topic that we didn't get to this time, something like that.
Sure.
But I'm
Yeah.
thinking that for now maybe we should move on to our Chuck boy question and
Yeah,
then
I've
wrap
got
up.
one.
Yeah.
I've got one. Okay, so here is our Klosterman question, and I chose this one at random, like I always do, and of course it's like weird because of course.
Yeah.
Also, brief, something so brief. I will be brief. Is he's coming out with a new book soon,
Oh, okay. Okay.
and it's
Noted.
about the '90s.
Oh, okay. I was born
So
in the 90s.
me too.
So,
Um,
okay.
yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. There's like a weird like '90s telephone on the on the cover.
Okay.
So anyways, we have much to look forward to with Klosterman, but for now, here's this question. Someone builds a paranormal honesty room. Within the walls of this room, it is impossible for anyone to tell lies or to avoid answering whatever questions they're asked. This same inventor also creates a memory loss drug that is released into the air inside the honesty room as an airborne mist. What this means is that people who enter the honesty room will not remember what they said, what questions they were asked, or even that they were ever there. The only antidote to the memory loss drug is a pill, and you have this pill. So, in essence, you have access to a room where every guest who enters will tell you the absolute truth about anything and then immediately forget that they were asked and what they said. But you will retain everything that you learn. You are inside the honesty room with your parents. What do you ask them?
I don't know. Well, first of all, I'm so honest all the time. I am only
Yeah,
honest. I am like too honest. I cannot
yeah,
lie. It makes me feel bad. I want everyone to know the truth about everything all the time.
yeah,
um, but I don't know if there I mean, I guess like you should start if you have any ideas because I really like don't know if there's anything. I mean, I guess I would ask my dad, like, probably just to talk more about his life because I like don't know a lot about him. Like maybe I'd ask about like his family and his life and stuff because he doesn't talk about that. But I don't know if there's any like juicy gossip or anything that I'm like missing out on that I really feel like I need to
yeah.
ask.
There's a lot of people I would like to ask a lot of questions in this honesty room,
Yeah, but my
but my
parents, I don't.
parents are not really the people that I have like burning questions for.
Yeah,
My dad, I like could probably ask him pretty much anything and he would tell me the truth, I
right.
think.
Yeah,
My mom wouldn't lie to me, but she would probably like be less forthcoming with information, you know. Um, I don't know if either of my parents like are even aware that this podcast exists or listen to it, but
yeah,
if they do, anyways, yeah, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's some things that I like want to know that my parents know, but not really. I mean, yeah, my family doesn't really keep secrets. And like I don't there's nothing that like specifically my parents know that they won't tell me. Like I think if there's stuff that I want to know about my family, it's stuff that they don't know anyways, you know?
yeah.
Um but yeah, I don't know, there are a lot of people that I would like to ask a lot of questions in the honesty room and my I just don't think that
Yeah,
my
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 parents are
parents
not at the top of the list. I don't really think there's any burning questions for them. This
even my sister, even I would rather
yeah,
ask my sister stuff.
right, yeah. I mean, my
Um
sister, I think I know most things. There's not any questions I want to ask her. I could just ask her anything at any time and she would answer it.
yeah. Yeah, and also you have like been I don't know. I feel like you have shared thoughts with your sister for
Yeah,
more of your life, you know, because
yeah.
you've just like been the same age
And
the whole time.
we're twins, yeah.
Yeah. Whereas my sister, there's definitely like a few things that we've been more distant about. But my sister's really not at the top of my list for this either. I think like the
Yeah.
people at the top of my list are like people I don't know because I don't know anything
Oh.
about them. You know, like there's
Yeah.
like people there's like you know famous people I guess that I would like to know some things about.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
are, of course, like musicians I would like to know some things
Yeah.
about. There are like, you know, like politicians and like things like that that like obviously are hiding things that I would love to know.
Yeah.
Um,
That's the more like good serious answer. The first thing I thought of was I would ask a bunch of my old friends, ones that I don't talk to anymore and also ones that I still like kind of like know and talk to. I would ask all of them like how they feel about me and what happened. Because like I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I
I
mean, yeah,
feel
I
like
would
I've
like to
had
do that too.
like old friendships that have ended or whatever and I'm not really sure what happened and I'm just
Yeah,
like curious. But I think that's like the juiciest thing I could think of. But other than that, that's my
yeah,
answer. I don't really there's nothing I'd ask
yeah,
my parents.
yeah, yeah. Same kind of. Yeah, I would love to like. I mean, I ask Abe things all the time, and I know that he's honest, you know. But it's also like I would love to ask him things and know for sure, like 1,000% that it's like exactly how he actually feels, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like not that I actually doubt anything, but it's like, you know,
There's like a curiosity
if
to
I had this
know.
power,
Yeah,
if I
yeah.
had this power, like the person that I would want to like know their feelings like 1,000% would be like, yeah, like my partner or
Yeah,
like,
I feel that.
yeah, I don't know. My parents, I think I know all the things that I want to know. They would also tell me all the things that I want to know. And also like their deep feelings about me. I like, you know, like what they think about me or like if they're proud of me or whatever. Like, first of all, I kind of already know. But then second of all, like that's not what dictates my life, you know? And I don't mean that in a negative way. I just mean that in like a, you know, what my parents think about me is like not what defines my life. I think that they have positive thoughts about me, but I just
Yeah.
you know, it's like not what I think about all the time, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like I already know how they feel about me, so I don't
Right?
have
Yeah, I'm
to.
like, yeah, I
Yeah.
already know, and even if it's something different than what I think, deep down somewhere, which I don't think is true, but like even if it
Yeah.
was, it's like I kind of also wouldn't care. Like
Yeah.
I don't know, like maybe that sounds horrible, but just like
Yeah.
wouldn't. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, my parents are just not the people I would want to ask questions that they had to answer because
Yeah. I
yeah.
mean, I guess a lot of people, everyone has a different relationship with their parents, but ours just isn't that interesting, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. If they have any secrets that they haven't told me or my sister, they're very well kept.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
I
wouldn't
don't
know
even know
what
to
answers
ask
to
about
ask,
them.
right? Yeah.
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 Well,
Anyways, I guess that's all for today. Good
yeah.
talk about clothing.
Yes, and let's please do that. It doesn't have to be next week, but like please sometime. I would totally talk about clothes related things again because I love that.
Yeah, I mean there's more stuff in the notes that we didn't get to and I'm sure we
Yeah.
could come up with more too. So yeah, sometime in the future we will do clothing part 2, I think. But yeah, until next time, this has been Liverpool, USA, and I love you.
I love you too.
All right, goodbye.
Bye.